Hi, I'm looking at integrated space weather. This is a composite of the sun, and if you just watch it, you'll see when the picture jumps. And there's 4 hours missing there, and 4 hours missing there. So they've taken out 8 hours because they're not a science organization, they're a propaganda organization. Scientists do not remove information. 211 angstroms got this dark spot coming around. Maybe the solar winds will increase, or they should, when it gets over here. Boop, there's 4 hours missing there. So the propaganda organization saw something there they didn't want us to see. Here's a close-up of an area that's starting to look interesting. See the tornado there. So I think this will get more interesting. This is just the very last of what I can see today. See that tornado? Because there sure is something agitating the sun. Now becomes more interesting as I look at it, because if there's no arrows coming in from the left towards the sun, why are they towards the sun here? Is this an object? Is that what it's telling me? Because if there's no energy coming in from this way, why is there energy here going this way? Is that an object? And then the NASA programming is hard at work screwing things up. So we can't tell what's going on because they're a scientific organization. But all this energy, there's arrows pointing this way from here, and I don't know what this energy indicates. But I'm sure they will have an explanation that says there's nothing there. Here's another spot. All the arrows are going to the left, and these are going this way from this object or this source. I don't know. Doesn't make much sense, does it? How can you have a different energy flow here as opposed to here? Just looking at what they show me. I don't know. So the FAA weather cameras, a lot of them are back up, some of them are down, some of them have one camera missing at a site, so they've adjusted things wonderfully. And this just shows this is not the sun, it's the sun simulator. The sun is yellow, used to be yellow, orange, whatever. It's not white, it's not a big blob. And it doesn't change sizes. The sun does not change sizes. It can't. It doesn't. It doesn't. So the sun simulator and the chems are all, and the lenses, whatever they got up there, it's just all screwing with stuff. So that's silly to think that's the sun. Here is the North Pole. It's not frozen. Not frozen, not frozen, not frozen, not frozen, not frozen. So the whole Arctic Circle is basically not frozen except for the north of Greenland. There's a frozen area. So all that ice is melting and the methane's on its way. South Pole, plenty frozen. And then Hawaii's bubbling. Sulfur dioxide. You can see it's thousands of miles they can track it because there's an awful lot of it. Continuous earthquakes here in Hawaii at the caldera surface level. And here's the wind and the stratosphere on the south hemisphere. Look at that. That is one weird, gigantic pattern. And here's the north hemisphere. Weak and worthless. And here's almost an equatorial line in space almost. That was, sort of where the equator is. And 10 years ago, the wind did not flow across the equator. There was an equator. And now it just goes across everywhere. There's no doldrums here as there used to be. Pick any altitude and you'll find crossing the equator. I did. This was just an old shot in 2013. Shows this big object coming in past the sun. I thought it was pretty neat. Really agitated the earth or the sun. Look at that, just blowing it up. Anyway, that's a great tone, huh? So this is Hawaii. All the earthquakes, I'm at 0 kilometers, so they're all right there at the surface. And this is like the last 3 or 4 days. And there's no activity in the Japan, Russia, China area because I think they're playing with the instruments and not showing us what's actually happening. But anyway, Hawaii's a hot spot. Millions of years it's been there bubbling. I don't know, it doesn't upset me much that it's bubbling, but a lot of people like it. So you can see over the millions of years as the plate slid over this hot spot, it created all these islands, like Midway and stuff like that. All these islands and all these underwater seamounts, mountains. So this moves as fast as your fingernail grows. So you'll try to imagine how long that took. Millions of years. Okay, anyway, learn how to control this one better. Okay.